Hello, hello. Here we are again. It's experimental show time. And I love doing this because it's really fun for me to try new things. Jake, on the other hand, struggles because sometimes he just can't think creative. So we got this guy, the man in purple, the 3-year-old child, gonna work this deal out with me. So I had talked to Chris and he knows how much I like Chihuly. And so we are working on something that I tried earlier with Jake, but I know Chris has more exposure to videos that I've seen and how we've done things. So I asked Chris if he would step in for this video and help me out. So Chris doesn't do things. I'm just like, let's just do it small till we get the curl down right. But he likes to go big or go home. So he's gathered more glass. He's going to do a large mold. When he's rolling the glass here on the marber, I have to say he makes it look super easy, but it's really tricky to do that and keep it centered. I asked Heather if she could speed up some of the smaller parts, or not smaller, some of the longer parts. So I love that. Look, he's doing it in fast motion. That's pretty cool. I really like the way that looks because there's no reason why we can't speed up some of those parts. This is the mold that he's going to be blowing the glass into, and since it's a taller mold, he asked for a stair step, so that gives him taller. Then he blows down into the mold, and it gets this ridge shape on it. I personally don't like using these molds. I'm just not used to them. Sometimes they give you a shape in the glass that you've got to reshape and retrain it to what you want it to look like. So there's a little bit of that going on. He's using the jacks here to make the neck of the piece, and then he's going to do a couple swirls and bumps in it to give it some structure on the basic form. So this is something we've watched Del Chihuly make these. Friends of ours have actually worked with Del Chihuly making these. These are large pieces that Del Chihuly does. If you ever get a chance to go to Seattle, there's a walking bridge and he has these pieces encased inside the walking bridge, and it's just stunning. They're super cool pieces. I think Dale was really smart on how he ran his business because he did some of these larger installations. When they're all put together, they look amazing. And then he could pick out the best ones out of the pieces he made and sell those individually to people, homeowners, collectors, so that they could just have one super beautiful piece in their house. So the ones that maybe weren't the best or were a little quirky, when he puts them together with 600 other pieces, you can't tell which is quirky. You're just seeing a mass of glass and it looks super cool. So I do think Dale was very talented in doing, having this big vision. So the glass now is shaped. We're going to take it off the pipe and put it on the punty rod. In the background, you can see the yellowy vase that we were using and talking about earlier. Once it comes off here, we did the body clear so that when we attach the curly Q on there, that's going to actually have color. Trimming the glass at the top allows the extra length to get trimmed off, but also makes it a really nice opening, thins out the glass at the top. Now, this particular, we're smoothing out the top here. This particular curl, Chris is going to gather some glass, shape it and form it, and now he's stretching it into a long, it's not a tube because it's not hollow, a straight piece, and wrapping it around the pipe. The pipe is preheated slightly, and it also has some wax on it, so the curl will slide on it. Slides it off the pipe and attaches it to the piece. What I do want to mention is that if we were working with a larger team, they would have torches, and that part where it just fell, they would have a torch to help us keep the glass hot so that it would have attached his first try. You see me grabbing the torch there, and now I'm going to torch it to make it stick to the piece. Again, if it was a team of people, there'd be 2 or 3 people with different torches hitting different areas of this glass so that it could all attach. The other thing that's really odd about this is when you do something like this, you put that giant curl on there and it really affects the weight of the piece. And if the inner blown part is too thin, that curl can actually distort the shape. This is a bright blue. You won't see it until it's finished. and he's putting the water on the bottom. These pieces are at the Glass Academy, so if you come by, you can see them in action. I've got the torch ready here to torch the bottom of the piece. Actually, Chris is torching in the bottom, isn't he? And then it will go away in the cooling oven. So that curl kind of did what I wanted. It was a big curl for the size body that it was. It probably could have been half the size and would have attached a little better and been a little bit more proportionate. So another thing that is hard to say, like when you watch these videos, is there's lots of things we make in practice before they ever hit the floor in the gallery. Like this, the proportions are all off. But on the same hand, it's us getting used to the technique. So thanks so much for watching. We appreciate each and every one of you. This is the experimental show with the Glass Academy. Thank you to all our VIP supporters. Because of you, we are able to continue to make shows like this. We super appreciate it, and we will see you on the next show.